Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to a best of 5 series of top level StarCraft 2. Now what I've got for you today is a Terran versus Protoss, where in map number 1 we find ourselves on Eternal Empire. Spawning here in the top right hand corner, playing with the blue Terran SCVs from South Korea, we're looking inside of the main base of Kjur. His opponent in the opposite corner with the red Protoss probes, likewise also from Korea. He goes by the name of Trap. Alrighty, so here we go. Now, both of these players are kind of suffering from the same problem. And I don't mean this with any disrespect whatsoever. But here's the thing. If you're hardcore into the StarCraft 2 professional gaming scene, you're obviously familiar with both of these players' names. But the thing is, both of them are kind of overshadowed by other players very, very regularly. And in a way, that's almost unfair, because both of them are ridiculously good. Here's the thing though, neither of them have ever actually won a premier tournament, but they get very, very close regularly. For example, Kjur, only a couple of weeks ago, he managed to make his way to the GSO Code S Grand Finals, which is definitely the hardest tournament in all of StarCraft 2. And then he ended up getting 4-0'd by TY in the Grand Finals, which is a little bit unfortunate. Similar story for Trap. Last year, he also made it to the Grand Finals of the GSO Code S twice, and I believe they only had 3 GSO Code S's that year, so he basically made it to the Grand Finals 2 times out of 3. He ended up losing once against Rogue, and then also once against Dark, if I'm not mistaken. Long story short, this guy has incredible Protoss versus Terran, but his Protoss versus Zerg was always a little bit of his weak point. And, well, I'm curious to see how he's gonna do right here against Kjur. He's a very, very scary Protoss versus Terran player, but obviously Kjur is certainly not going to be an easy opponent. Now, I know that is the case, obviously, with pretty much all sports out there. If you're at the tippity top, you're going to be, you know, put on a pedestal and everyone reveres you. But if you're just below that, so for example, right now in the case of Kjur, on Alilek, he's considered to be the number 7 in the world. It almost feels like no one's talking about you, which is a little bit unfair. Anyways, here we go. There's going to be a bit of a bunker rush right here for Kjur. Now, obviously, this is not going to be a huge commitment. Trap already did see the command center right here on the low ground, but, I mean, the vision radius here of the Nexus, while it's building, is rather short. So you can see you won't be able to catch that bunker until it's pretty much already done by the time that Nexus finishes here. So here we go. A little bit unfortunate for him. Now, it is a Stalker first, though, so he should be able to, at the very least, defend this reasonably well. But this is a small commitment, of course, for the Terran player, who's trying to build on this, would you look at that, with a very, very quick third command center. This is ridiculously fast. Only just now is when the second barracks is coming up. There's no factory or anything along those lines. This is a very greedy opener right here for Kjur to start things off. Now, obviously, Kjur is familiar with the fact that... Oh, pop in there. There you go. Obviously, Kjur is familiar with the fact that that Trap has really, really good Protoss versus Terran. Some of the very best in the world. So I guess he's trying to take a little bit of a gamble right here in the early game. Now, like I said, small commitment. Bunker is salvaged. You get 75 minerals back and even a full scout of the main base. Pretty much a perfect start right here for Kjur if he does not get punished. It is going to be that Blink Stalker opener right here from Trap. This has become very popular over the last couple of months, especially ever since, well, I've talked about this quite a bit already, but ever since Parting basically popularized it once again. It never was an unpopular build, but Parting, I mean, he managed to take out Maru in the GSO Code S, and Maru, widely considered to be the strongest Terran player in the world. He ended up crumbling under the pressure of the Blink Stalker, and according to Parting, if you micro it well, you basically always come out ahead. So I'm excited to see right here what Trap can do. He certainly needs to get some damage done, though, because if he decides to just sit around and not really get any work in, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. There's going to be a ton of economy here for Kjur going into the future. Now with that third command center finishing up when it comes to morphing into an orbital command. Those yellow mining machines, I mean, you saw one aspiring right there, or expiring. They mine for basically about... It depends on like how far away of a mineral patch they are, but it's roughly about 280 to 300 minerals if I'm not mistaken. So basically, if this goes on for like two minutes, right? And you get like 2.5 mules out, this orbital command has been paid for. And after that, it just becomes a massive profit. Now, Trap, though, decides to play this pretty passively. He's right now already awaiting a Widowmine drop or something along those lines. Obviously, that's not happening, but he's playing very, very carefully, planting down a very quick third Nexus himself here as well. Making sure that he can see all of the bits of aggression, right? So notice there the path right there of some of these scouting tools of both the Observer and then also that hallucinated Phoenix. He's just trying to see if he can intercept the dropship here very quickly. And the same for this pylon over here. In case you're wondering why that pylon is here, well, say the Terran player, right, decides to send out a medevac full of Widow Mines across the map. It's pretty much always gonna pass by this on its way to the main base. So that gives you a little bit of a heads up. This little pylon doesn't seem very significant, but it can certainly prevent disasters. Well, here we go. Trap managed to get into the main base already with that hallucinated Phoenix, but only just now is when everything clicks together. He's like, okay, your army is kind of pathetic. You haven't done anything really significant whatsoever. What was the start of this game for you? Well, it turns out a very quick third CC. Alrighty, so even though this was a build where Trap could have gotten very aggressive, apparently he decided to just take it easy. Blink is done though, so there's really no particular reason for Protoss players to sit at home unless they're expecting some sort of push. Right now that Trap knows that there's not going to be any aggression, he's decided to move out across. Obviously, Stim is done, right, and you can definitely get some damage in here with these Marines and Marauders, but these units are just going to be blinking away. Concussive Shell, though, is going to finish in about 20 seconds. Ooh, nice little bit of micro there from both players. Concussive Shell here is going to finish up very soon, and that's going to make this harassment just a little bit harder. But you can see here the lack of medevacs is certainly making this aggression a little bit more worthwhile. Well, I say that, and then a small little mistake. And immediately one of the Stalkers fall. Nice set of force fields there. Ooh, really nice. Stimpack does get utilized as well. Now, there's only 2 medevacs here. They just now spawned, so they're going to be relatively low on energy. Nice little bit of pickup micro there as well by Trap. He manages to save the two sentries. Not really overstaying his welcome though, just simply trying to see if he can poke in a little bit, maybe deal some damage. 10 Marines going down so far though. It didn't look like he was getting that much damage done, but that was actually quite significant. Alrighty, so Forge is coming up. Charge is coming up as well. In the meantime, for the Terran player, he's added on additional production right now, going up to, that should be about 5 barracks. There we go. So 5 barracks obviously very helpful. And this constant harassment is super annoying for a Terran player to have to deal with. You can see Curious just simply trying to defend every little bit of aggression, building like a missile turret over here, and just making sure that he knows if there's any vision for that Terran player with that Observer. Even building a missile turret over here. There we go. By the way, I saw a great theory of someone in the comment section down below. I brought up pretty recently that there's a guy inside of the missile turret, right? Apparently, they don't cost supply because apparently it's made to look like a human, but it's actually an artificial intelligence. Well, that was a little bit of an awkward link. All right, well, it's working out, I guess. Oh my god. Cure actually manages to pick up those units as well. These guys are so good, man. Like, it's so funny to watch them go back and forth here because barely any damage is being dealt. They're both constantly testing the waters. Once again, a little bit of damage being done here, but I'm looking at the supply count, and this is usually when the Terran player starts pushing ahead. Anyways, apparently it's just an artificial intelligence, and to make humans feel more comfortable, they made it look like a human. That makes sense. That's why it doesn't cost any supply. Does that mean actually that there's someone riding the Widow Mines? Is there someone inside of the Widow Mines? No. They must be complete machines. There's no way. I've never thought about this. Is there someone inside of the Widow Mines? I don't know. Lore probably gives us the answer. Anyways, while this poking and prodding is being done with the Stalkers, it is a double Colossus transition right now from Trap. He's gonna go up to watch the 4th Nexus as well. 4th Command Center starts up. Nice, I like this. Whenever I cast a best of 5 series, I'm always a fan of, well, if it's a best of 3 or a best of 7, I don't really care. But I always like seeing a long macro game in the first one, and it certainly seems like that is what we're gonna be getting. Both players just constantly testing the waters, and if you look at the resources lost, you can see that things are kind of even, right? Relatively even. Nothing all too crazy. Now, in order to deal with the big Terran armies, generally speaking, Protoss will need some sort of splash damage, right? In this case, it's going to be the Colossus. Extended Thermal Lens, though, relatively late, right? I mean, that one is only about a third of the way done. Cure, though, he does have a lot of... he does have a lot of force fields, is what I was going to try and say. Okay, I was going to say, maybe if the Protoss, or if the Terran just runs straight up that ramp, that could be a bit of a disaster. Small little hit squad right here on the right-hand side as well. This one is probably looking to see if it can potentially kill the 4th. Has he confirmed it? He doesn't, but it's either going to be here or over here, so I guess he will find out in just a little bit. Force field, obviously, super useful. He actually decides to now load up all of the medevacs there at the same time. Probably sees the additional Colossi, and he's like, nope, not gonna try and do that. At the same time, though, that small hit squad here on the right-hand side for the Terran player does get cleaned up. Good defense here. Very, very easy to accidentally fall behind. Now the Winter Mines are burrowed underneath the force fields. Colossi obviously outrange them, so nice bit of damage being done. It's gonna make Stalkers way more efficient. Now with Cure right now already going up towards Ghosts, he's probably anticipating, well obviously Ghosts are still gonna be useful with EMP, but he's probably anticipating a switch towards High Templar as well. Instead, it's already gonna be Disruptors. So the second source of splash right here for the Protoss player is gonna be Disruptors. These Ghosts, they counter obviously all of the Protoss units quite well, especially with the enhanced shockwaves ability, or the upgrade rather. It's gonna allow them to blanket that Protoss army with EMPs and reduce the shields for a little bit. That's obviously gonna be helpful, but we see it most of the time being utilized, especially against High Templar based unit compositions. He's already even getting himself the armory upgrades. Okay, quite quick. So yeah, he's just looking to gun down those Colossi out of the sky really, really quickly. Already up to 8 of those, what are they called? Vikings, and he's going to be getting 4 more. So 12 is going to pop those Colossi really, really quickly. There's 4 of them in total right now, right? Yeah, there should be 4. There we go. 4 of those laser giraffes. This is going to be a battle that's going to come down to splash damage, I would say. Both players right now maxed out. 4th base has been acquired by the Terran. Now, obviously, this is a beautiful position for the Terran player to fall back to. Using that the planetary fortress as an anchor. Always a nice point to return to. Much easier to defend those kinds of engagements. Well, here we go. Oh my god. Trap, you're gonna need some really good force fields here, my man, and the EMPs are huge! Oh my god, all of that Protoss army all of a sudden without energy, and that now means that the Colossi are gonna be toast. Well, one of them remains, but that was a beautiful engagement right there for Cure. Gets rid of the scariest units there. Dodges the Disruptors as well. Now, there's still a whole lot of them, but those Vikings are putting in the work. Stalkers right now, in the meantime, coming around the back. Ugh, and you know what? This is a very unfortunate situation right now for the Protoss player. Unless he can get a huge Disruptor hit, I don't think this is all too good. Now, obviously, he's kind of stuck here as well. Can't really return home with this many Blink Stalker on the back of it. But, I mean, right now, oh my god. Well, that was 12 minutes of build-up, and then Cure absolutely rolled over it. I mean, the Warpins are probably going to be able to defend it right now, but you can see the supply count is going to go heavily in favor of the Terran player here. He's just rallying across the map right now. This is when the all-army hotkey comes in. Even the Prism gets sniped here too. 26 probes go down. 5th command center has finished up. Cure can probably secure that base here pretty quickly. Base in the bottom right-hand corner though? Well, I mean, with a good Disruptor hit. Nah. Once again, good splits there. Yeah, no, this base over here in the bottom right-hand corner are in quite a bit of trouble. The one in the center gets picked up as well. That wouldn't be great. Still though, Protoss obviously, they have a lot of comeback mechanics, right? So one big Disruptor hit can change the tide of battle real quickly. But even then, I mean, these Terran units are not super expensive. They're just about to get a big power spike as well though, with 3-3 finishing up. And while this is mostly like Trap just forcing the Terran here to back up, this Terran army is gonna be much bigger when it comes back here. Okay, so here we go, 3-3. Still a little bit away. He's just gonna go full Disruptor right now, man. He's gonna go up to 9 Disruptors. That feels like desperation to me, but it's probably gonna be pretty decent. I mean, if I was this Protoss player, or if I was this Terran player, rather, I'd probably lose everything to like 2 Disruptors. You don't even need 9 against me. Controlling Terran bio is so hard. He's also gonna be able to get himself to 3-3 upgrades. Now, this is pretty greedy, the fact that he wants to start that one up. I like the commitment here, but it's a bit of a gamble, right? Like, that's a very expensive set of upgrades to get. He doesn't have that big of an army right now to even support. Still, though, you know what? All things considered, this is a decent scenario right now for Trap to be in, considering he just lost all of his biggest units there for basically free because of a couple of EMPs, and he couldn't sentry force field his way out of there. He's making the best of this scenario. Now, would you look at that? Oh my god, Shadow Strike. Man, I love this. I casted a game pretty recently as well where Shadow Strike was being used. This is the Dark Templar Blink ability. It was very uncommon for many years. I mean, they added it into the game and everyone's like, oh, that's so broken! And then everyone used it and realized, oh my god, it actually sucks! Yeah, we haven't really seen this ability being used very much, but recently it's made a bit of a comeback. Now, I'm a little surprised right now with the passiveness right now of Cure, though. He's getting himself a nuke? Oh my god, this is gonna be a sick game. Nice. Just game number 1 of the series. Okay, he's getting himself some tactical nukes here. I guess he's got a lot of ghosts. Still, though, you're gonna have to pick up, I'm afraid, man. Or you can maybe, like, hit these. Oh, the Disruptor flank! Nicely done. EMPing Disruptors, not the most useful thing. I guess it makes them a little bit easier to pick off. And you know what? This army, it's not amazing. Still, those medevacs, though, so very helpful. You can really see those 3-3 upgrades kicking in. Well, at the same time, I missed the shot right there, but there was a big Terran army as well in the natural. And apparently that's going to be all she wrote right there for Trap. I'm assuming he lost a bunch of units right there on the left-hand side. And even though Nukes and Shadows tried, it was all on the production tab. None of it actually came into play. Aw. Lowko with the anti-climax. I'm hyping up the Nukes, I'm hyping up the Blink Dark Templar, and then the game ends. I'm sorry, guys. I have no control over this. I can't help it either, man. Anyways, here we go. The next map is Pillars of Gold. You can say that in a nice way, right? Pillars of Gold. It's like God of War when Kratos constantly refers to the boy. Anyways, Pillars of Gold. Here we go. This map, it's nice. I like it quite a bit. As a Zerg player in Heart, though, or at Heart rather, I have a bit of a hard time taking this third base sometimes. So being forced to like take this one is a bit of a shaky scenario. But all things considered, I mean, it seems like a pretty straightforward map. Although, with like an asterisk next to it, okay? There are some very straightforward moments. Like, for example, the fights right over here. You know, if you come stimming down this ramp, for example, and you're trying to take out the third nexus in this area, or maybe you come through this choke point, or maybe this choke point over there. There's also some weird moments on this map where sometimes armies actually like get stuck in this choke point right over here, and it just feels a little bit awkward. The same for like this whole bottom right-hand corner, and obviously since these maps are like diagonally mirrored, you know, you can see that on the other side as well. But like the pathway over here in the corners of the map is a little bit awkward, not something we usually see. This feels like a very, very long ramp. And while it doesn't come into play that often, it does come into play every once in a while. There's also, like, I guess the whole, like, well, I don't want to say problem, but the whole issue here is the fact that, like, the third base is pretty much always on the low ground, right? And while you can technically take one on the high ground right here as well, then you still got to go down to the low ground. And this is a really tight choke point over here. So I'm not sold on this map. I like the idea, though. And it's good, obviously, to have some variety in the ladder maps as well. Personally, I've currently vetoed this map in my own ladder games because it has been a little bit different than the other ones. And I'm basically a StarCraft boomer at this point. I mean, I'm 27 years old. I've been playing this game for 10 years. I want to talk to the manager. You know, like, I'm old right now, okay? No, but yeah, I try and focus most of my attention on just learning how to play straightforward macro games. And this map always, I don't know, it feels a little bit different. It feels just a little bit different than the other ones. Now, generally speaking, though, I cycle through my vetoes quite regularly, so it's not like I'm going to keep this map vetoed for the rest of all eternity, but yeah, just right now, not enjoying this one as much as some of the other maps that I'm sure we will see throughout this series here as well. Alrighty. Very passive opener right now from Cure, just simply sitting at home. He knows there's a Protoss player out there somewhere, but for all it, you know, for all he cares right now, it might already have like 4 Nexi up and running. The Adept scouting this as well. He knows that the Reaper is at home. He knows that the command center has been made. He's seen the reactor right over there as well on the barracks. So this gives him all of the information that he really needs. Once again, oh, well. He wanted to almost commit there. Not quite doing it, though. Obviously, losing the Adept would be a little bit painful. No SCV here on the low ground for Trap to snipe, but it is once again going to be that Blink Stalker opener. So, technically speaking, Protoss players have a lot of different ways of opening up in Protoss versus Terran, but like I said, this has become super popular, where basically you just get yourself that Blink Stalker upgrade as soon as possible. By the way, if you're learning Protoss right now, it's not quite the build that I would recommend. So I've been playing a little bit of Protoss again over the last few months, as you guys might be aware in case you watched the live stream. Not too much though, but a little bit. Actually, hold that thought. Yeah, he's going to commit right here with these Adepts. Well, they're going to be able to get a little bit of damage in. Cyclone is going to finish up in just a sec. Oh. Well, you guys are stuck in here with me now. Not going to be able to leave, but maybe get another Marine there. Okay, he's going to recall. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Well, good start once again here for Cure. I I tried playing this Blinkstalker opener myself, and like I said, it's great if you're actually good at, like, playing Protoss. The problem is, you gotta be in position to intercept drops. You gotta position your buildings in such a way as well that your units can move around easily. And since this usually leads to like a 4-minute third base, well, not quite in this case, but you get what I'm trying to say, like it usually expands pretty quickly to watch a third base as well. It's kind of difficult to actually hold on if you're not absolutely perfect at Blink Micro. So personally, whenever I play Protoss versus Terran, I've been going for another build that Trap used to play a lot, where basically you go for like 2 base Colossi, and then you transition out of it. Oh god, this is not a great start here at all for Trap though. Losing a bunch of units left and right. Now, if he gets a Cyclone, that'd be nice. Oh my god, no way. Oh well, you're stuck now, buddy. Alright, well there we go. They end up killing each other. He walked himself into, or he drove himself, I guess, into a wall there. I mean, I can't blame the Cyclone driver, okay? It was driving backwards. Do you think there's 2 people inside of a Cyclone? Is that why it's more than 1 supply? That would make sense, right? One driving backwards. It's kind of like one of those rally cars where you have like one guy driving at like 100 miles an hour through like alleyways in the sand and stuff, right? And then one guy reading the map. I don't know. What's the guy with the map doing? It's like, go left, go right. I guess the trails for those races are so long that they can't remember where to go. Anyways, completely unrelated. I think that's what happened right there to the Cyclone driver. He bumped into the wall, okay? It's just one guy, probably. He didn't have a guy reading a map. Once again, though, it's going to be that quick Robo Bay, and this is kind of what I mean. So it's a slightly different build, but basically quick Colossus play is very, very nice. This one also allows him, though, to get Blink out a little bit quicker. Well, he's also got a Prism, so I guess Prisms kind of give every unit Blink, which is nice. Classical opener right here, though, from Cure. Nothing out of the ordinary at all. Yeah, he's only got 1 engineering bay. Maybe he's going to be adding on another one here when he finishes up the first upgrade. Can he just see that? Oh, no, he can't. There we go. Now he can. So this is mostly a little drop right now that the Protoss player is going for here. Just to, you know, keep this Terran player occupied while he's taking the third base. So it's not really meant to do any damage. Like, 3 SCVs is real nice, to be completely honest with you. But he needs a little bit of time to get the Colossi out. And once the Colossi are out, obviously, that's gonna make this push quite a bit easier. Trap, or sorry, holding this push quite a bit easier. Trap right now also does see that the medevacs are moving out. Once again, as soon as the medevacs leave, a couple of the Stalkers do go in. Nice, a little bit of pickup micro there once again by Trap. Good defense, of course, here as well by Cure. I think that was the little beep of the recall. Prism, yeah, it's over at the third base. Stalkers are being warped into the main base, and this is now looking much better here for Trap. Well, it was a little bit of a shaky first couple of minutes. He should be able to intercept this really nicely if Cure decides to boost in there. Look at this. He's not waiting on the edge, right? He's not waiting on the perimeter. Ooh, knowing that he only needs 2 shots right there to kill one of these medevacs. He's not waiting on the perimeter because that would scare away the Terran player right away. Doesn't get the kill though, but nicely done. Okay. Cure once again doing Cure things. He's very good at this multitasking. Hitting the Protoss player right here at multiple angles. Actually even powers down right there the Cybernetics core and the Twilight, which is very, very helpful. And while the Colossi right now are coming up, we do see a small little hit squad right over here on the left-hand side. Now, I don't expect this is going to do too much damage. Yeah, you can try and work a little bit on the Nexus, I suppose, but that's not really going to get much done. Yeah. Cure right now knows it as well, goes for the guaranteed damage, takes out a couple of pylons, gets a probe kill or 2, and then gets on out of there. Ooh, nice Blink micro there. It's so funny, man. Like, if you see either of these 2 players going up against, like, say, like a master 3 level player, right? So someone pretty freaking good at the game. They would absolutely dismantle them within the first 5 minutes. It's not even close. Well, actually, would you look at that? Big stim forward. One of the Colossi there does get saved, but the first one already was picked up. Or picked off, rather. I guess one of them was picked up as well. Yeah, that was not great. Losing a Colossus there for free. Nice move there by Cure. No, but seriously though, like you can see the moves that both of these players are making, and I'm trying my best to explain it. There's a lot of smart maneuvering here by both players where they constantly are trying to win the positional game, right? Where they're constantly trying to out-position each other. If you play against one of these and you're not, you know, at that same level, you're just gonna get absolutely shreked. It's a little bit different maybe in, like, say, for example, a Zerg versus Terran, where Zerg players will usually take the more defensive approach, so you can probably last for, like, 10 minutes. I think against someone like this, if you're below, like, I don't know, probably like 5.5k-ish MMR, you're probably just gonna get picked off within the first like 3, 4, 5 minutes. It's pretty crazy. 5.5k MMR is like Grandmaster League, by the way. So that's yeah, it's something. Anyways, here we go. This time around, not gonna go into the Disruptors. He will be going into the Templar Archives and then the High Templar here as well. Contrary to popular belief, High Templar are not zealots that smoke weed. They're just floaty boys with little capes. That's how that works. Okay. Now, Cure, how many Vikings do you have this time? He's once again gonna go up to 12. Okay. So apparently he feels comfortable with 12 here, at least for now. Dealing with those Colossi. Now this time around there's only 2 of them, so... Big push though. Ready to go across the map right now. Trap doesn't know about this. If he walks up that... Okay, I was gonna say, if he walks up that ramp and he loses those units, that's gonna be game over. Storm is about 10 seconds, 20-ish seconds away from finishing. A couple of SCVs right now pulled, I don't know, God knows where. I guess they were ready to go in with the big boys here as well. Okay, he needs Storm. Storm is done right now. This position here as well is not bad for Trap either, but he needs to get himself some juicy Storms in. There's one! Where's the second one? Oh my god, the High Templar in some awkward positions. Colossus does get picked off as well. Cure trying to build on the positional advantage that he created for himself earlier. Now, those Storms right there, the last 2 were absolutely massive. 35 SCVs go down in the grand scheme of things here as well. If somehow, some way, Trap manages to hold on, he's going to be in a phenomenal position, but I think there might just be a little bit too much Terran left over. We do see that nice shield battery overcharge there. Immortals, very, very helpful. More Immortals are spawning, though, and obviously, you know what, like, is this holdable? No, it's not, right? A couple of probes right now pulled away as well. I wonder if they maybe needed to be pulled a little bit quicker. Immortal's gonna finish up here in just a second. All of these Terran units, though, are super low, right? And these medevacs are without energy. This could still be a hold right now for Trap. It's gonna be a very close one. He doesn't have a lot of money anymore. One of the Archons here falls as well, but you know what? I think he's actually... this is close. I think he should be okay. That Immortal is so sick. Another Immortal's coming up. Another Archon is coming up. Oh my god. Dude, okay. The new battery overcharge. I don't know if you guys noticed the battery overcharging right there in the back. It's a new Nexus ability. Very, very nice. That allowed the Protoss player to hold on by the skin of his teeth. That was very, very close. Well, right now, I think it's time for the retaliation. Trap, just make a lot of stuff and go kill him, right? Now, these yellow mining machines, though. Oof. This economy here for the Terran player is going to be booming. Look at this. Ah, this hurts a little bit, man. Terran throws away like 30 workers. And they still have more like income right now. Well, if these Zealots have something to say about it, though, that income will change really, really rapidly. So, let's pay attention here in just a second as these mules mine out and as they run out as well. You can see that income plummeting very, very quickly. Now, this is a very Trap-esque thing to do as well, by the way, rather than using this moment to capitalize on the situation. He's like, you know what? When I'm ahead, I want to get more ahead. So he's decided to grab a 4th base here instead and to play this out a little bit longer. Obviously, massive advantage right now for the Protoss. Now, I'm always a little bit scared whenever I see this. It's like, yeah, you can maybe go and kill him right now. I guess if you're playing really well, you can guarantee yourself the win later on, but, you know, feels a little bit risky. Oh my god, if he gets a medevac here. Oh my god, that hurts. That's another 10 supply. Yeah, Kira knows it. GG is cold. And Trap wins game number 2. Alrighty, so here we go. Game number 3. We're on Ice and Chrome. This map is excellent. I mean, I feel like I've been talking about all of the new maps constantly in all of my recent videos. But I mean, I've been playing quite a bit of StarCraft 2 myself. And it's been a blast. Yeah, by the way, for those of you wondering, I've seen a couple of people ask in the comment section down below. I stream on Twitch Monday through Saturday, 2 to 8 p.m. CEST. So that's Central European Summertime, which is like sometime early in the morning over in the United States and sometime, I guess, in the evening over in like Australia and whatnot. So you can look up the time zones quite easily if you just put it into the Google machine. Now, most of the time, I start my live stream with like 3 hours or so of StarCraft. I usually stream for about 6 hours. I usually start my streams with like 3 or so hours of StarCraft, and then recently I've been mixing it up with other games for the second half of it, which actually I've been really, really enjoying. I mean, believe it or not, and I know this is a little bit crazy for those of you that are unfamiliar, but there's other games out there than just StarCraft 2. I know, no, but honestly, I've noticed, this has been a case for me for years though, but usually the beginning of the stream, my games are really, really nice, everything is going smoothly, and then after like 3 or 4 hours of gameplay, my brain is fried and I can't play anything anymore. So early on into the stream, my MMR goes up, and then my MMR plummets back down, which is, yeah, unfortunate. Not really something we want, but it happens, right? So I've been trying to be smart recently, not go down the salt trains too much, and, yeah, just, you know, play some other games as well. Currently playing a little game called Don't Starve, but obviously I've been playing lots of other games. Now, once again, I mean, I don't want to promote my own stuff too much, but since we're in the early game anyway, and we've seen this a gajillion times before, in case you do want to watch some of my other playthroughs too, I do have a second YouTube channel these days where I post completed playthroughs of games that I've streamed on Twitch, which is called MoreLoco. If you go to youtube.com/MoreLoco, or of course you click the link, that is in the description of all of my recent videos. You can head over there as well if you want to watch me play other games other than just StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 though, still my true and only love. I just dabble into other video games. Don't tell her, okay? Don't tell StarCraft 2. She thinks we're in an exclusive committed relationship, and anyways, it is going to be a Stargate opener. Would you look at that? A little bit of a different start right now. Not something that was spotted though here by Cure. I mean, he's looking for, oh no, he's seen the second pylon. I was going to say, where's the second pylon? It's over here, obviously, at the front. Stargate opener. Doesn't really matter, though, for the Terran player too much. He just needs to make sure that he positions his units half decently. And obviously, knowing it, though, does make it a bit better. Just a little bit easier. Let's see what he decides to go for. Straight into the starport, and does build a Hellion right away as well. Needs to get himself some Marines out in that case. You always need to get yourself some sort of anti-air, of course. Be it to deal with a prism, be it to deal with, like, you know, literally anything. So, getting yourself a couple Marines out, always very helpful. Terran mech, by the way, not a very common unit composition at all in this matchup. We've seen it a little bit in the past, but, like, the thing is, most of the Terran mech units are armored, right? So they're armored, and because of that, as soon as Terrans go for mech, most of the Protoss players will switch, like, straight into massive Immortal production. So a lot of Zealot Immortal compositions, and generally speaking, unless the Terran manages to get his siege tanks in an amazing spot, mech is not really a great option. Most of the time, they, you know, if they get intercepted, then the Protoss player just simply gets the Immortals in there before the siege tanks can siege, or as the siege tanks are sieging, they will just walk through that Terran army, and it's not even close. So Terran mech, I mean, it was pretty popular for a little bit there, not so much anymore. Now, Oracle, hello, wakey, wakey. A little bit sloppy there. I think he probably could have prevented that, that couple of workers. Well, actually, I don't know if there's 2 workers that fell there. I think it was probably 1 maybe that was scouting or something along those lines. But anyways, 1 worker there ended up going down as well. This is only the moment, I guess, where the Oracles will actually move across. So you can already see the respect right here. Trap knowing very well that his first Oracle likely wouldn't get anything done anyway, so he needs a friend. Bob Ross was right all along. Everyone needs a friend, apparently even Oracles. And, well, he knows that losing one of them would be signing a death sentence here, so it's a bad idea. Because as soon as he loses one of those without dealing a lot of damage, that Terran army is marching straight across the map, and then the 3rd base dies, and then, you know, it's like a house of cards. Everything comes crumbling down very, very quickly. Robo Bay coming up. And double reactor right now instead of the main base as well. I do like it when Terran players do this, where it looks aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like, you can technically plant down one of those structures over here, and then one over there, and all that, right? This is not only efficient, it also looks nice. The fact that, like, look at this. There's a little bit of a pathway right over here. It's like you put out the red carpet right there for that SCV to go to the natural. I like it. I'm a fan. I probably feel very, like, much stronger about this than I should. But the fact that Terran players at this level build their structures, you know, nicely and efficiently and beautifully, I appreciate it, man. Anyhow. Stimpack is going to finish up here in a little bit, around the same time as the +1 infantry weapons. So this is certainly going to be a moment where... Well, oh my god, once again it got spotted there. Trap, you're such a beast when it comes to scouting. He saw that army. He saw that army moving out. Yeah, the Phoenix is now already waiting here in the corner as well. One of them playing follow the leader, apparently. There's a third one. Teleport successful. Anyways, yeah, that was a great scout there. So these two medivacs, they do get spotted. Stimpack is finishing up in about 10 seconds. He was gonna try and deal some damage now. Oh, okay. I saw a stasis ward coming up. Where's the stasis? Where did he put... Oh, it's over here. Okay. I guess he doesn't really know exactly where those medivacs were headed. Hello, hello, trap, trap, trap! Oh my god, what was that? Trap sleeping, man. There's been a couple of relatively sloppy moments here. I mean, it's obviously not the end of the world, and I'm sure he's occupied with lots of other things. But, yeah, losing units for free. I mean, losing a probe there earlier for free, basically, as well. And then losing, you know, those two Phoenixes. Unnecessary, unnecessary. It's one of those things that can, yeah, really can start things, you know, can start things crumbling, or can start making things crumble down very quickly. That was almost the correct English sentence. Here's the two medifacts once again, though. This time around, I mean, there's not that much resistance anymore, so maybe they're going to be able to get some work in. Still, ooh, I like this setup a lot. The shield battery right over here as well. Two medifacts over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, too, trying to see if they can get something done. Okay, well, this is an awkward-ass drop. It's not getting anything done. Two medifacts over here. I mean, it's getting a little bit done, I guess, but nothing all too significant. Two medifacts right now. Heading over to the third base, too, but I mean, there's photon cannons, man. I know there's gonna be a couple of you watching this like, hey, wait, Protoss can use photon cannons defensively? I thought you could only go forge first and cannon rush. What? Yeah, no, you can use photon cannons as well at home, right? And they have been worth their weight in gold so far. Not only dealing with that first drop just fine, but then also zoning away the second drop. Not perfect right there by Trap, but certainly not perfect there by Cure either. Getting very, very little done there with a relatively large commitment. Now, it's almost like deja vu right now. And once again, seeing Colossi coming up and then also those Vikings. Man, the Terran music. Isn't the Terran music so good? Ah, it's really good. It is really good. Alright, so Disruptors coming up. We do see some of the Robo Bay upgrades coming up here as well. I always confuse the two, like there's a Warp Prism speed upgrade and then there's also an Observer speed upgrade. I always confuse the two. You want to get both of them though, so it's all good. Ghost Academy here coming up as well. It's going to make life a little bit easier here for Cure. Once again, getting himself the Ghost out, going into the Armory, and that's going to allow him to start double upgrading here very shortly. Only a single Forge right now here for the Protoss player. Alrighty. So he's testing the waters, right? It's not like he, yeah, no, don't kill that one, dude. We saw that worked out pretty recently, right? In that other cast that I did. Where one of the players ended up taking out the Ursadon. Shouldn't have done that, bro. It's a mistake. Alright. Widowmine immediately gets a kill here. But this is, yeah, it's like they're on their first date right now, you know? Like they're discussing their interests and just, you know, very, very carefully try and make this a more intimate game. They're really not committing to anything yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, look, he went in right there for the, so what do you do for a living? And then, you know, the Protoss was like, I like to make disruptors. And then he went all the way back home. It's like, okay, well, a little bit awkward right now. It's okay. It's all right, man. I'm sure we'll get the passion going here as the game progresses. Here's already a little bit more of an aggressive move out by the Protoss player. You can see that Prism speed upgrade. Very, very nice. Dark Shrine coming up. Can I see the Blink Stalker, please? Or, sorry, not Blink Stalker. I've seen Blink Stalker. Can I see the Blink Dark Templar, please? Thank you. By the way, Terran players can also do it. I know. Most of the time, it's Protoss players putting down pylons and stuff, you know, to spot incoming drops. But Terran players perfectly capable of doing exactly that. Now, where did that Prism go? Oh. Whoa! Okay, and if it's skirting on the outside of the map right there, I can barely see it on the minimap. Then again, I don't see many things, even though I've got perfect vision. I don't know. Alright, now this is a drop that can definitely deal some damage. Ooh, well, I say that, and right now I'm not so sure about it anymore. Oh my god, that was a disaster. Never mind, guys. I'll stop saying words. I'll just commentate in action sounds from here on out. Okay. Okay. At some point, someone's gonna make a compilation of me just making those kinds of noises. It's gonna be my favorite 5-minute fan-made video ever. I make those noises every single cast that I do. Alright, once again, Cure, trying to see if he can get something done. Both of them are very non-committed, man. Both of them are very, very non-committed. Cure at this point is maxed out, though. Rather than going for, like, a full-on assault, he once again decides to go in for, like, a small little pincer attack right over here. Well, not so much pincer attack, I suppose, but he's trying to, like, you know, it's big pincers. He's trying to hit his opponent at multiple different angles. Wow, he wants to get the Nexus. Okay, here we go. First big blow in this game. That was painful right there for the Protoss player. At the same time, Terran army moving in over here, but there's disruptors and photon cannons. That army will be deflected. Nexus, though, immediately gets planted down again. And Cure, I mean, he's already back home. He's just slowly expanding throughout this game. Guys, it's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Blink is back. Tell a friend. Okay, it's gonna be able to get him, or he's gonna be able to get himself the Blink DT ability. And there we go. Oh my god. Where are they? Where are they? What? Oh, there they are. Okay, I was gonna say, I clicked on the Dark Templar and it did not teleport me there, but I guess it thought that it was on the screen. 8 Dark Templar, right over here in the natural. From the shadows they come. Wait, no, that's Stalkers. Wait, no. No, that's Stalkers, yeah. Now, Dark Templar, they have a tendency to kill planetary fortresses in about 3 swipes. So... nice set of... Oh my god, there's no detection. Yeah, he doesn't see the ghost. Anyways, the Dark Templar have a lot of potential. Blink is done right now, and you know what, guys? I missed it, but we're finally gonna be getting it. The nukes have been produced. Well, at least one of them. So, maybe we're gonna see the Terran player going in for a bit of a push here as well. Well, that was a decent engagement. Dark Templar once again backing up. He's very cautious right now. Oh, that was a nice disruptor hit over here. He's very cautious, not committing too much. Both players playing this very carefully, right? Like, very carefully. It's like they're walking on ice. Very thin ice, that is. Okay, well, this is very awkward. It does blink right now on top of that, and the nuke, it's going up inside of the main base. Now, he knows that there's a ghost somewhere. It's over there in the corner. He sees the red dot. Dark Templar, in the meantime, do get cleaned up, but he doesn't find the ghost. The ghost all the way on the right-hand side. It is gonna be picked up. Well, the nuke, that is. The nuke is gonna be, like, you know, dropped. That was a very small amount of damage, though, all things considered. Base over here on the right-hand side also gets cancelled. And once again, despite me hyping it up, the nukes didn't do much. The Dark Templar didn't do much either. Now, obviously, Blink is still done for those Dark Templar, and 3 additional tactical nukes are coming up. So that's good. I'm ready to see, like, an entire Protoss army disintegrate, okay? 2-1 nuke, that is. That's, you know, yeah. That's the kind of stuff you can wake me up for in the middle of the night. Here we go. Oh my god, I got the camera shot! I'm a professional, but the ghost was picked up. The ghost was killed already, so don't get your hopes up. It was a good shot, though. Right? The shot, like the camera shot, that is. That was a nice shot by me. Not to brag too much. Now, this little position over here is actually pretty insane for the... Oh, here comes the... Oh my god! Oh, dude. Here we go. Oh my god, another one! Oh, dude! That was the best shot I've ever done. Alright, yeah, okay, nuke over here. Bomb. Nuke over there. Bomb. Okay, now yeah, bomb. No! Okay, Cure. Now you've done it. Now you've done it, Cure. I cannot accept this. Mass recoil, though, does get the knight right there on the Nexus. That does mean it goes on cooldown, but none of the units actually show up, and that... Ooh, man, that's actually really, really rough right now. Protoss player ends up losing a couple of those Nexi. Will these Protoss or Terran units actually be able to get away here, though? That's a bit of a problem right now. Well, Cure killed the Ursa dick. The Ursa Dawn is what I said, okay? The Ursa, not the Ursa Dawn. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, we're getting nukes. Now all I want is Blink Dark Templar and Trap winning this game because of the Ursa thing. The elephant. The snow leopard. Whatever it was, okay? Once again, though, Protoss player moving through the center of the map. Terran player moves in on the right-hand side. Is he going to turn it back around? He's not this time, so that base is dead. All right. Here we go. Trap has decided that this is the army that he wants to win the game with. The Stalkers, they managed to get underneath those what are they called? The Vikings really, really nicely. This is a scary Protoss force. Army supplies are basically even right now, and while the economy is in shatters for the Protoss player, this is not necessarily a position where you can't win. The problem obviously is that all of those Terran units, they can just simply pick up and you know, the structures as well, they can reposition themselves quite easily. Oh, couple of disruptors. Try to see if they can get some hits in. Nuke once again, though, coming up. This time around, it goes inside of his own main base. Oh, God. Dude, who nukes their own main base? I've never seen that before. Oh, my God. Here comes the nuke. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh. Okay. Was it enough? The disruptor hits in the meantime have been absolutely insane. Oh, my God. Trap. Okay. All right. Dude, okay. That was very close. I thought for a second he was doing it, but I mean, he had 8 workers. He lost 61 probes there. That was close. Well, there you go, guys. It took 10 years of me watching StarCraft 2 and playing StarCraft 2 to see someone use a tactical nuke inside of their own main base on purpose and then win the game as a result of it. That's a little bit crazy. That is a little bit ridiculous. That being said, though, I want to propose a new rule, okay, to be added to the rule book of StarCraft 2. I take inspiration from that game with the table, like the pool table thing. Or I guess it's not a pool table, it's like a billiard table. Anyways, I always confuse those different kinds of games. Whatever it is, you know how like in one of those games, if you pot the black ball, you lose right away? I think we should have a rule like that for StarCraft 2 as well, okay? If you accidentally kill the critters that are on the map, you lose. Okay, just straight up. I mean, he killed the Ursadon. Ursadon. He killed it. I saw it die. That was the ruler of that world, man. That's the reason why that world existed. He was like the caretaker of that planet. And he just killed it. Like, that was the caretaker of ice and chrome. Or whatever the Ursadon calls it in their language. Yeah, I think we should all just agree that is an install loss. Do you guys agree? Do you think it's a good idea? Okay, fine. Fine. I admit it's a terrible idea, but I still think it should give you a severe disadvantage. It's probably a mental disadvantage more so than anything. I've seen some pro players actually purposely kill them just for the fun of it every single time that they see one of those critters. I can't believe that. I'm not a superstitious person, but that is clearly bad luck, okay? Maybe we should make this like a StarCraft or like a Warcraft 3 spell, where like you get a debuff on your units whenever whenever you kill the little critter on the map, whatever map it is. Does this map actually have any critters? Remember that underwater map where we had space sharks? Like sharks that were just going through the map. You couldn't even target those. I feel like more maps need to have those as well. Those are untargetable, okay? They're intimidating enough, but still untargetable. Well, there used to be an Ursadon here, or whatever that is. It's like a mammoth skull. Either way, I can talk about mammoth skulls at a later time. Let's have a look right here at both of these players' build orders. Guess what, guys? It's the same. It's the same as in all the games we've seen so far. Twilight Council. Once more here from Trap. So apparently this is the build that he feels most confident with. I mean, it's a 2-to-1 advantage right now for Cure. So obviously if Cure ends up winning this map as well, he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble when Trap obviously ends up losing that series, or this series. If that were to be the case. So usually this is the moment where players will either go for an all-out cheese. Trap doesn't really do that though. So I guess that this is gonna be a nice little defensive approach here from him. Wouldn't be surprised to see something like we saw in game number 1, you know, where he went for the Blink Stalker, but then also a relatively quick third base, so he could just simply follow it up with a macro game. Seems to be where he's strongest. Double Adept start right here as well, though, for Trap, so he's looking to see if he can get some SCV kills. This is mostly just here to now deny any SCVs from heading down here, and obviously the Adepts, as long as they shade at a reasonable moment, they can always get out of there. No problemo. Are there any units right now on the side of Protoss, though? Stalker's going to finish up here shortly. Can he get a worker kill? Yep. 1 worker kill is pretty good. 2nd worker kill would be really good. Yep. At the same time, 3 Adepts now on the other side of the map. They're going to get a couple Marine kills here as well. 2 Adepts right now for 2 Marines or so, though. I don't know if that's... Oh, actually, it's 4 Marines. Anyways, they ended up killing a couple Marines. I don't know if that's necessarily a trait that's worth it here for the Protoss player. Cure, though, has managed to defend his base right now. No Widowmine drops at all, by the way, in this game. I don't think I've casted a... Or in this series so far. I don't think I've casted a series of Protoss versus Terran where there's no Widowmine drops happening at all. That used to be the only thing that we saw for such a long time in PvT. I guess at this level, the players respect each other enough to know that Widowmine drops are not likely to get much done. Now, I like this a lot here for Trap, by the way. Like, this is one of those positions where you're not going to be able to get a Hellion run by in, right? I mean, there's 3 Hellions. I say that right now, and before the Hellions go inside of the Medivacs and fly into the main base. But I don't really like see them running by this Stalker here that's holding the wall. Okay, brave words there, Lowko. Let's see if it pays off. Well, here they are. They're inside of the Medivac. It takes 3 of those bad boys to fire all at once to kill a couple of the workers. Nice pickup there, actually, on the probes. Oh, my God. Well, he didn't go by the Stalker, I suppose. Right? So my words still hold value, kind of. Nice little bit of pickup micro, though. Oh, he gets the Medivac there on the way out, too. And you know what? I think 5 probe kills in exchange for a Medivac and then a bunch of those units once again. Not bad whatsoever. Blink is done right now, so maybe Trap can actually capitalize on this scenario and go for an all-out assault. That being said, though, this is Trap, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the third bases being taken here in just a little bit. He hasn't added on any additional gateways yet, so it's 4 gateways, though. Yeah, 4 gateways is pretty respectable. I think he probably wants to go for some more aggression. Let's have a look right here at the defensive measures that Cure has taken so far. He's going for a bunker inside of the main base as well, which I like. There's 1 Adept over here just trying to pull some fire in his direction. Ooh, Blink's right on top of it. SCVs, though, available here as well to repair. Nice little bit of harassment. Picks up all of the weakened Stalkers and gets them out of there. It's a lot of SCVs. He's targeting the SCVs here as well. Beautiful. 8 workers going down just like that. And, well, maybe this boy is going to get one as well. Nope. He's just going to bruise a few. Now, obviously, he's not done yet, though. He can just go into the main base if he wants to. Now, that is a commitment. Once again, Blinks forward. Does he get a kill this time? Oh, my God, he does. Nice little bit of micro here, though, by Trap, showing us what you can do with Blink. And then also a Prism. Right now, with the bunker gone, he can start poking and prodding here at the actual Terran units. He needs to be careful, though. Oh, man, your Blink Stalker micro has to be so good in order to pull this kind of thing off. That's a lot of worker kills. That's 15 worker kills right there. Nicely done. Now, no third base here, right? So notice how this is still, like, for all intents and purposes, like a 2-base push. It's starting to feel like he's not going to be able to win the game with this. He's going into the robotics bay at this point, too. So probably wants to start up that Colossus transition once more. And there's the 3rd Nexus. Okay, I like it. Blink into the main base. Shuts down the bunker over there. Obviously, Blink is currently on cooldown. So these Stalkers are going to have to get out of there eventually. Nicely done. Once again, kills more SCVs. Alrighty. Now, I don't think he's going to win the game with this little bit of aggression. Cure's defense is looking pretty stellar, but he lost 17 SCVs there in the meantime. Hit a supply block as well. Next thing you're going to tell me is that Cure is a human? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this is looking real nice right now for Trap. Assuming he doesn't just leave those Stalkers idling over there and then lose all of them. Once again, Blink into the main base, or maybe the Prism actually brought them into the main base instead. This is good, right? No third command center, though, here for Cure, right? So the supply count, yeah, it's still in favor here of the Terran. Yeah, he does have a bigger army supply here as well. But once again, this Prism is kind of forcing this Terran player to stay at home. And in the meantime, by the time that he gets across, right, that Colossus production will have ramped up. He's He's going to be able to get himself the extended thermal lens done by then as well. He's going to be able to finish up a bunch of upgrades. What do you do right now if you're the Terran? Well, apparently he's going to go for the third command center regardless. I kind of feel like he needs to test the waters and potentially move across, but that's a risk. Prism right now actually knows that it's no longer welcome on the left-hand side here, so he's going into the natural now instead. Flew all the way around. Okay, does get a an observer there. But look at this, right? Cure, he thought about returning back to the natural here for a little bit and has now decided that instead he wants to move across. Loads up the Medivacs. Now this kind of looks like a desperation move to me. Supply-wise, though, he's still looking really nice. Second Colossus just about to finish up. Does he see this? Okay, I love the fact, actually, that Cure does not take the most obvious route. Because, I mean, obviously, that's going to be scouted. Most players would probably fly in from that direction. This is not going to be something you can push into Trap. Or Cure. It's not going to happen, man. Stalkers joined the fray as well. They're all very, very low. Third command center is almost finishing up, so at least that's something. Thing is, though, Trap, I mean, he's got a much bigger eco right now. He's got much better tech as well. Oh, once again, beautiful blink. This game is on point, man. Like, Trap felt a little bit off in that previous game. This game, he's looking very sharp. So he can go for a timing attack right now. And potentially close out this game here very shortly. Terran will probably try to secure a third base, so he's going to have high ground advantage. That is nice. But obviously, this map, it does feature 2 ramps. Well, 3 ramps, I suppose. To move into. I wouldn't mind seeing Trap now go for a push, but I mean, just like he did in one of the previous games as well, rather than taking the risk, he likes playing safely. So he's probably gonna set up a 4th base and maybe test the waters a little bit, maybe try and get the prism in. There we go. But not really commit all too much. Okay. So strap yourselves in, because I think we're in for a game that will go on for a little while longer. It really does feel, though, like Trap could go for the win right now, right? He's just playing super safe. Like, he knows he doesn't need to take any risks. Maybe that's the reason why my Terran versus Protoss, or my Protoss versus Terran rather, is not that great. I always smell blood in the water, right? It's like, okay, there's blood, quick, go kill him! And then I fail, and then, you know, you're behind. So this is Trap just playing cleverly, not really, taking any unnecessary risks. Cure knows it right now as well, though. So what do you do right now if you're a Terran player? Well, you go for the Ghost Academy once again, and you just try and ramp up production. Terran doesn't really have a whole lot other than try and, like, maybe get, like, a sneaky drop in, or you know, try and go for, like, a timing attack or something like that. But you don't really have those insane comeback mechanics like, for example, Protoss players have. They can go for, you know, that big disruptor hit, or some crazy pickup micro, or some blink control, right? Like, Terran has a little bit less of that. Well, yeah, okay. If he moves out right now, that's not gonna be the moment. Scans his own bases over there. He sees the edge right there of where the Zealots are walking. Is this the moment? Trap, are you just gonna march up? Oh my god, he is! Not that much anti-air right now available, though, for Cure. He only has a few of those what are they called? Vikings there. They're going to be able to get rid of those Colossi eventually, but I feel like the damage has already been done. A beautiful game right here by Trap. 25 SCVs go down, and maybe he's not going to be able to clean up this Terran army right here, but this is 100% the nil in the covenant, right? I mean, what are you going to do right now for the rest of this game? Trap has got 4 bases. Cure has barely got 2. There we go. GG is cold. And that means that we're going to game number 5. Alrighty, so match point for both of these players. Final map of this best of 5 series is indeed Everdream. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner, playing with the blue SCVs from South Korea, we're looking inside of the main base of Cure. His opponent in the opposite corner, playing a very impressive game number 4. We have none other than Trap. This has been an awesome series so far, by the way. Really, really, really liking it. Especially game number 3. That was excellent. That must be one of the best TVPs that I've seen. Despite me saying, you know, strange words. Alrighty, now Everdream, it's a map that's been around, of course, for a little while. Everdream, it's been well figured out. Players know exactly what to do. Like, for example, exactly where they need to go ahead and position their structures. This will prevent any Reaper from jumping up. Cure probably will open up with a Reaper once again. Maybe use it for scouting purposes. You can see he's already set the rally point straight across the map towards the natural expansion here of the Protoss. So you can at the very least figure out if everything is normal on the other side of the map. Well, I say that and then he immediately reroutes the barracks. To go towards his natural instead. Obviously, StarCraft 2 players, they're very, you know, very much so always repositioning their early game rally points for no apparent reason whatsoever. Always spamming lots of buttons and, you know, trying to be fast. You can see right now Trap playing at 400 actions per minute, smashing like 8 buttons a second. What is he doing? Well, he's not really doing very much. He's not really doing very much. He's just warming up his hands, acting cool in front of his friends, that sort of thing, you know? StarCraft 2 is kind of like going to high school. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Command Center. It's coming up. Nexus. It's coming up. Reaper. It's coming up. Cybercore. Guess what? It's just about to come up. I'm in a weird mood today. All right, here we go. Adeptus is going to be produced here as well. To vary my words just a little bit. Is he going to go for a cheeky one? No, I don't think so. I mean, you could plant the next pylon over here if you wanted to. It's not going to be scouted here for Cure. Where's he going to go for the next pylon? Okay, now it's going to be a Twilight over here. I was going to say, it feels a little bit late already. Obviously, the next pylon usually doesn't come up until the Nexus. So it's a little bit out of the way right now. I always like seeing some cheese, but neither of these two players are really cheesers. Pretty late, pretty standardly timed factory right there. It seemed a little bit late there, because I thought it was only just starting up, but nope, it's just about to finish. Bunker here will come up here on the low ground too. So very safe approach from both players. Probably once again, a Blink Stalker opener. Is it gonna be Blink? Ta-da! It will be. Awesome. I want to see more of that Blink Dark Templar strategy. I want to see more tactical nukes. Terran versus Protoss, though, like, despite... I don't want to say lack of variety in the early game. Despite, like, this lull in the game that we have pretty much every single time. I mean, I guess that's just part of StarCraft, right? Like, both players, when you get to a high enough level, when you know both players are good enough, there's just not going to be that much early game variance that you're really going to see. But there's an insane amount of potential right now in Protoss versus Terran. I'm a big fan of how this matchup is progressing right now. I was a little bit concerned, I guess, with the battery overcharge ability, preventing Terran players to go for a whole lot of aggression. And I'm not entirely sure still if it's maybe... like, for example, on Pillars of Gold, right? Without the battery overcharge, that push would have 100% killed the Protoss player there. I don't know, like, the battery overcharge, I wonder if it maybe takes away a bunch of those timing attacks a little bit too easily. But other than that, I mean, the macro games that we've seen since the new multiplayer balance patch went live, they've been awesome. Now, here we go. This wouldn't be a best-of-5 series of Protoss versus Terran without at least a little bit of Widowmine drop aggression, right? Cure has not shown this build, not a single time so far. Obviously, though, it's a build that you face as a Protoss player about 17 times a day on the ladder, give or take. He should be okay. He's obviously got the Blink ability finishing up right now, but in every single game so far, he could just start roaming the map right away. If this game ends with a Widowmine drop, just killing 20 probes, that would be very sad. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, no. Okay, it's fine. That actually still killed 4. Okay, I thought it was just gonna kill, like, 1. You were the chosen one. It's a blood sacrifice right there for the Protoss player. 5 probes going down, not the end of the world though. One of the Widowmines actually was picked up as well, so that's at least something. Blink into the main base. Obviously with those units on the other side, oh my god, Trap. He's just going very aggressively into the main base. Concussive Shell and everything is just not done yet. There's really not that much here available at all for the Terran player to defend against this push. Blink, though, is gonna come off cooldown here again very soon, so most of these Stalkers should be safe. An awful lot of damage here is being done. Matter of fact, in the meantime, on the other side of the map, there we go. It's once again gonna be able to boost in. Nah, doesn't look like it's gonna be able to do much other than deny this mining time. Once again, beautiful micro there by Trap. Kills 22 SCVs. Well, I say that, beautiful micro here, but I guess he's now busy microing on the other side. 22 SCVs just like that. Okay. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, why we do see the Blink Stalker openers. They're pretty phenomenal. They're pretty freaking great. Is he just gonna continue onwards? This is a little bit overzealous, maybe. Overzealot. Hilarious. I guess he's gonna be able to get himself a couple more Marauders, right? Like, without, like, Medivac support, these units just don't get a lot of work done. Widowmine once again into the main base. Good response there. Trap doing trap things. Oh my god, does he even... Well, he does. That's a disaster. This is going from bad to worse right now for Cure. He ended up dealing a little bit of damage there with the Widowmine drop, but losing 2 Widowmines and then also that Medivac there at the exchange of 7 probes. I don't think that's worth it. Initially, it was fine. But, yeah, then also obviously taking this much damage at home, it's just not ideal. Now, Blink is done. Or, sorry, Stim is done here. Blink was obviously done. So, these Terran units are going to have a bit of an easier time here. Poking and prodding, I guess, and trying to see if they can potentially get some work in. The thing is, Trap is just going to continue warping in more Stalkers right now. And without, like, any Medivac support. So, how many Medivacs have gone down here? 2 in total. Yeah, it's very difficult to actually hold on here. What are you going to do? Okay, the boys are pulled. Apparently, that's what you're going to do. With good micro, I think this is Trap's game to lose right now, right? He can blink back those weakened units. He can pick up some of the units as well. In the meantime, by the way, there is a drop inside of the main base here of the Protoss player. So that's dealing a little bit of damage. Kills a couple of Stalkers here too. That's why the micro here at the front was not quite as clean as we expected it to be. A lot of probes are actually being killed here, man. Oh my god. Once again, lots of SCVs were killed as well. And all of a sudden, both players are back to, like, the Stone Age. Once more, though, he loses all the units that he's harassing with. That's not great. That's really not what you want. Still kills 20 SCVs with 1 drop, so maybe I shouldn't critique it too much. It's just that 43 workers have gone down here on the side of the Terran player as well. Dark Shrine. Alrighty. Thought he was maybe going to continue onwards with this harassment for a little while longer and just keep warping in more stuff. But apparently what he actually wants to be warping in right now is the Dark Templar. I like it, because obviously, right, while this is going on, Terran is desperately trying to see if they can get more money. So they're dropping mules. And when you're dropping mules, it means that you're not making, you know, you're not going to have any scans available. So if you don't have scans and you don't have any missile turrets anywhere, you're going to be in a world of trouble against the Dank Templar. There they go. 1 goes to the natural, 1 goes to the main base. There's no scan at all. There's 0 scans. He just dropped more. Oh my god. There he goes. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, well. That's a problem. He does have 1 scan available right now. Another scan though. Oh my god, no! The Dark Templar even now gets picked up and put inside of the War Prism. So he scanned in the main base to reveal where the DT was located. And, yeah. What are you gonna do right now? From the shadows they come. You can't see him, dude. Oh my god. Well, force field over right there, too. And, wow. This Terran player is desperately holding on. He's trying to see if he can save his natural and potentially salvage this scenario. I think there might just be a little bit too much. GG is called. And just like that, Trap wins this best of 5 series in a 3-2 fashion. I really hope you enjoyed watching this series. I genuinely did. This was excellent. If you did, hit that like button down below. That way, the YouTube algorithm might very well pick up this video. And if you want to help me out even more, let me know your thoughts on this game down below in the comment section. Sometimes, whenever like a bunch of comments get left on a video, and whenever like there's a lot of thumbs up, or maybe even a bunch of thumbs downs, YouTube actually like recommends this video more so than others. So if you could do me a favor, that's the easiest way of doing so. But other than that, though, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to smile. And I'll see you once again in the next one.